So, back-to-back games from the Pacers to the Philadelphia 76ers, and finally their first home game after 2 weeks, and they had played against the Philadelphia 76ers, who have McCain, Caleb Martin, who is a former Heat, who his agent completely failed him for not allowing him to re-sign with the Heat. Instead, take the deal, which is a very less money with the 76ers. You also got Kyle Lowry, Kyle Lowry didn't even score a single point in this game. And then, of course, you got Embiid, Jared McCain, Paul George. We finally beat Paul George. That's something. But the Heat definitely took care of business in this game. It wasn't easy. We had to go through a very big obstacle. The biggest example here is we were down by 19 points. You read that correctly. We were down 19 points in this game. 19 points. And yet they find a way to beat them by 17. So let's go over the box score, because I think it's important to know who scored and who was responsible for the scoring, and why it's significant for the Heat's comeback, and it completely derailed against the Sixers. So with Philadelphia, Paul George stands out with them. He was a former Pacer. We beat them plenty of times when he was a Pacer. Then he went to Oklahoma City. Then I believe that's when he went to Los Angeles, the Clippers. I think there's one more I might have missed, but you get what I'm trying to say. Then he went to the Clippers, like I just said, and now he's ended up in Philadelphia. In this game, he scored 18 points. He only shot one three-pointer out of 7 that he has tried to shoot attempt. 5 for 13 in field goals, 7 for 9 in free throws, and he was one of the only players, one of 3 players in the entire game that shot a free throw. Every starter besides Paul George did not shoot a free throw, and 2 more players off the bench did shoot a free throw, and both of them made 1 free throw. Paul George has only made 7 of 9 that he has made. So if you do the math, it's 9 for 12 in the entire team with the free throws. It's insane. I think it's crazy. But 7 for 9 free throws with 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. Caleb Martin, the former Heat player, who I felt like he should have made his judgment and stayed with the Heat, but what can you do? His agent failed him, but he did score 12 points with 2 3-pointers, 5 for 12 in field goals, with 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. I thought this was going to be a Caleb Martin revenge game, but that's not meant to be. Joel Embiid was doubtful coming into this game. He's battling illness. Hopefully, he feels better soon. In this game, he only made 11 points. He did shoot a 3-pointer, and 5 for 11 in field goals with 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and a block. Not his best game at all. In all fairness, he is battling a illness. I think if Embiid is fully healthy, he would have been very dominant in this game, and this game would have been a lot closer than this actually was. Kyle Lowry, like I said, did not score any point. He missed all of his 3-pointers, which he only attempted 3 attempts, which was the 3-pointers, but he missed all of them. He does get 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal. That's pretty much it. And then 1 more turnover, and that's pretty much it. And Jared McCain, which, yes, Philadelphia had the 16th pick, we had the 15th pick, and we picked Kel'el Ware, and they picked Jared McCain, who is going to have a Rookie of the Year. In this game, he was their best player with 20 points, with 4 for 9 in 3-pointers, 8 for 16 in field goals, with 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Yeah, are we looking at a situation where we say, hey, Kel'el Ware might be a bust, and we passed on another big talent? It's kind of like that Tyrese Maxey situation, and we end up drafting Achua after that, and he was like the worst draft pick that the Heat's ever had. But we'll see what happens. Time will tell. It's too early to say. All right, the Heat. Duncan Robinson making the starting. He has 13 points with 2 for 10 and 3-pointers, 5 for 14 in field goals, 1 for 2 free throw, with 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Haywood Highsmith with 9 points. All of them came from the 3-pointers, with 1 rebound and an assist and a block. Welcome back, Jimmy Butler, coming off an ankle injury. On his return, he has shot 30 points on his return. 30 points for Jimmy Butler. An absolute awesome game for Jimmy Butler. He has a 3-pointer off the corner, 8 for 12 in field goals, a couple of and ones. He is 13 for 13 on the line. Perfection. This right here, with the free throws, the way how it was in the beginning of the season, this is significantly improved. This is how you're going to win the game. Absolutely. And he's perfect on the line with 13 free throws he has made. Perfect. He also has 10 rebounds, so he has a double-double, 5 assists, and a steal. Great game by Jimmy Butler. Bam, he only has very quiet offensively with 5 points. He does have a 3-pointer this game, 1 more in the paint, but he does have 13 rebounds, so the rebounding is definitely there. Three assists, 2 steals, and a block. So not bad defensively with Bam Adebayo. By the way, with Jimmy Butler's rebounding, he has 5 offensive rebounds. So the offensive rebound battle has definitely gotten better with the Heat team. Tyler Hero with 18 points, with 2 for 10 and 3-pointers, 6 for 15 in field goals, with 4 for 4 free throws. He's also perfect on the line, with 5 rebounds, 5 assists. And off the bench, you have Drew Smith completely came out of nowhere. Drew Smith came out of nowhere. He has 10 points in this game. I'm not kidding you. 10 points with 2 3-pointers. I don't think he has made a 3-pointer all season. He has 2 tonight. He also has 2 more in the paint with those nice layups with 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Drew Smith is 6'2". He is a guard. He is 6'2", and he has 6 rebounds. That's crazy town. So I had himself a good game. As I mentioned, the Heat find themselves down by 19 in the first half. In the first quarter, the Heat had a lead, with 22, 21, 22, or 23, 21 of 18. And then the Philadelphia 76ers took the lead, and they had a commanding lead for quite a while. The first quarter ended with a 33-25 lead for the Philadelphia 76ers. The second quarter was awful. Well, at least the beginning part of the second quarter. The second quarter in the beginning part, when Jared McCain makes those, with the driving layup. Excuse me, Jesus. It was 46-27 in the first quarter. 46-27. If you do the math, that's 19 points down from the Sixers. 19 points down. The Heat was making all the mistakes. They keep committing turnovers. And if you're aware of the Heat season, they were pretty darn good at taking care of the basketball. Not this time. They were not good at taking care of the basketball, especially in the first half, and they find themselves down by 19. And I'm thinking, this is going to be an absolute long night. This might even be a long season, because if we cannot beat the Sixers, who is 8 games under 500, how are we going to compete against a really tough elite teams? We might even get blown out in some of those games. But thankfully, though, the Heat are channeling something. They made some adjustments. They are figuring out, and then now they are pulling in some shots. And Drew Smith making a 3-pointer there is absolutely mind-boggling. He has made a 3-pointer in the second quarter, and then some with the layup. But Alec Burks is shooting the basketball. And then Philly, as some of the layups are going in, all of a sudden they went ice cold. They went ice cold in since leading by 19. Meanwhile, the Heat, no pun intended, are lighting up the fire. When they get closer and closer and closer, they would be up. They would only be down by 8, and then Caleb Martin, the former Heat's making a 3-point, but Haywood Highsmith making a 3. And then they're shooting some more buckets. Embiid, yeah, he made before that Embiid 3-pointer. Alec Burks would make that step back jump shot, which was a tough shot. From 46-27, it's now 53-51. They're only down by 2 now. But Embiid does make the 3-pointer to make it 56-51. And then the 2 free throws from Jimmy Butler. And the halftime score would be 56-53. Once again, 46-27. Yet the Heat win this second quarter 28-23. Third quarter, especially at home, the big worry is what we called a third quarter. A third quarter where we had a momentum and then we completely flabbergasted and then we completely lost control. In this game alone, at home, the Heat were in total control. This is what I love to see. And the Heat have dominated the third quarter, making this incredible comeback. 19-point down comeback. A complete point swing in the third quarter. Tyler Hero would tie it up. They would make another 3-pointer, McCain, but Duncan Robinson is Duncan Robinson. The Heat would tie it up with after the Caleb Martin driving layup. Butler would make that 3-pointer. He ties it up, and finally, Duncan Robinson let it fly as he has made a 3-pointer, and the Heat recaptured the lead since the first quarter, and they have not looked back since. Kevin Love shot a 3-pointer. That's good. Jimmy Butler making those free throws. Tyler Hero gets fouled by Aaron Gordon. It's a 3-point foul. He makes all 3 points. And then a Drew Smith steal and gives it to Tyler Hero to finish it. This was the problem, right? This was a problem for the Miami Heat in the first half. Unable to finish in the paint. Well, now in the second half, they are finishing in the paint. By this point, it's 80-69, and they continue to score. Tyler Hero makes the N1 shot from the McCain foul. Haywood Highsmith making another 3-pointer. Tyler Hero taking control, makes it this backboard. And then from 19 points down, like I said, 46-27. End of the third quarter, 88-72. 88-72. End of the third quarter. And then the fourth quarter, neither team was in lights out. It was a very low scoring fourth quarter. But in the fourth quarter, the Heat would be up by 20. Now there was a challenge. There was a challenge in the fourth quarter, whether or not if Paul George was the last one that touched it. Well, it turns out there was a foul on the Heat, so the coach, Nick Nurse, I believe, is the head coach of the Sixers. He challenged this play. Paul George, you can definitely see him favoring the right side. But in the end, it was a foul on Bam Adebayo, and Sixers get the basketball, only for them to turn over to Bam. So, but yeah, anyway, Jay Rich would get that shot in, and then 97-77, we're up by 20. Like I said earlier, we were down by 19. We are up by 20 at this point. Sixers try to make this comeback, but it was nowhere close to making this comeback. Jimmy Butler is still making some shots with the drive layup and the free throws. He just grinding up those free throws. Bam shot a three-pointer at this point, and in the end, the B team comes in. The game is over. The final score in this game is 106-89 for the Miami Heat. Everything was really good offensively with the three-pointers, the field goals, and more importantly, the free throws. They dominate the free throws. They shot way more free throws than the Sixers did. Most of the free throws, like I said earlier, came from Paul George. But the Heat, 21 out of 23 free throws and 13 shots were converted by Jimmy Butler. There was a technical foul in the second half. There was a situation with Tyler Hero where he was bumped, had his slapped right here by a Sixer player. He was complaining to the official about that. And this was possessions and possessions later. But he got teed up as Sixers would get, I think it was McCain, that, I forgot who it was, who cares, that got a technical free throw in. It doesn't matter anyway because the Heat was going to run away with this one. But yet, in the end, the Heat dominated the 76ers, and they rebounded from their loss against the Pacers. They are now 6-7 of the season as they win another home game. Thankfully, they win a home game. And I want to ask a question to the Heat fans. What do you think of those City Editions blood red Heat culture jerseys? They are red, spanking red. What do you think about those jerseys? I'm kind of mixed. I have mixed feelings about it. I love the color, but I don't know. Something about it just feels a bit off. I don't hate it. I also don't love it, if that makes sense. It has Heat culture in it, which I have the black Heat culture, but I wanted to match up what they wore tonight. It looks cool on the court, I'll say that, but the jersey itself, I'm not quite sure. I don't know how I feel about it yet. It got us a dub. But anyway, the Heat have a 5-day break for the first. And they haven't had a 5-day break like that in years. Probably since 2013, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I say let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy the Heat basketball break for a bit because you never know what the consistency would be. But in the meantime, we have the Panthers to watch this week. Tomorrow on Thursday. I think we got 2 days off. I think we got 2 days off this week. I could be wrong because the Heat's next game is going to be on Sunday, 6:00 p.m., a couple hours after the Dolphins game. They're playing against the Dallas Mavericks. Oh, crap. Is right. The Dallas Mavericks. And then we got 2 more NBA Cup group plays the coming week after the Mavericks game. The Bucks are starting to pull it together, but I think the one manageable game is the Toronto Raptors. But let me check the Panthers thing real quick before I end this off. Yeah, they have a game Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Let's go Heat. If you have enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe for content because Miami TVG has it back. And what he does, he'll be right there with the view for the entertainment you deserve. This is Miami TVG. Let's go Heat. And I'll see you guys in Heat Edition in 5 days. This is Miami TVG. Sign up, folks. Good night, folks.